I know Jeff. I just don't think he's looking at that yet. And also, bro, word on the street is, bro, you know what people, a lot of people close to Jeff, you know what they call him? And he may be changing his name to this, like Cope.
What's that?
You know what a lot of people, real close to Jeff call him?
What do they call him?
Double.
All right, let's talk about Jeff Jarrett. Someone else who's a legend in the pro wrestling business is Jeff Jarrett, and a former multi-time world champion. He was on the World's End pay-per-view, and it was on the pre-show, and then he had a promo, had an interview, said he's going to make an announcement, and then instead of retirement, as many people thought it was going to be, a lot of people didn't, but there were some people who thought, okay, this might be a swan song for Jeff Jarrett. He said no. He wants to be AEW World Champion in 2025. So once again, Jeff Jarrett is on his quest to becoming a main event player in AEW. Do you think that this would benefit the numbers of AEW at all?
I don't think it would benefit the numbers at all, bro, but I do think it's going to happen. I honestly think it's going to, bro, listen, man, we all know, we know the wrestling business. We know Tony Khan. We know he's being worked. He's being humiliated. He desperately needs somebody to just cling onto. Mm-hmm. And bro, Jeff is the absolute best in the game. I mean, Jeff could have Tony Khan clinging on to him without Tony Khan even realizing it. Jeff's the best, man. He's the absolute best. He knows how to play the game. And I don't think Jeff Jarrett would say that if it wasn't going to happen. Honestly, bro, I think it is going to happen in 2025.
Yeah, why even cut a promo?
Right. He wouldn't do it. Jeff would not do that. I'm telling you, bro, he would not do that.
You think you know all the wrestling stories? There's more you haven't heard yet. Join us on Backstage Pass.
I guess for conversation's sake, the alternative would be, if this is a swan song and he has one of the things, somehow it forms into, if I don't win this world title match, I'll retire, and legitimately is his last year as a wrestler. Do you think that that's a possibility at all?
Bro, I don't think Jeff thinks he's close to being done. I just don't. I know Jeff. I just don't think he's looking at that yet. And also, bro, word on the street is, bro, you know what people, a lot of people close to Jeff, you know what they call him? And he may be changing his name to this, like Cope.
What's that? You
know what a lot of people, real close to Jeff call him?
What do they call him?
Double.
They call him Double, really?
They just call him Double. They call him Double. That may be down the pike. Double. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Double.
Yes. Yeah, that's what his friends call him. Double.
Wow. That would be that would not be good. That would not be a good that would not be a good
Why not, bro? You could have him and Karen double trouble. Come on, Chris. Think about it, man. Double trouble.
That's a no for me. that's a no for me, man. The interesting part of this is that for some odd reason, if Jeff does become world champion, for some odd reason, I see a main event of one of the pay-per-views this year in AEW being a world championship main event match between Jeff Jarrett and Copeland. Adam
Double
Copeland.
versus Cope.
Double Cope.
Double Cope.
You got a lot of things going on. You need a double Cope. You need extra therapy.
I got to tell you, Jeff and I have bro, we've had our ups and downs. We've got such a history. I mean, we're on, we text each other, now and then still. But I got to tell you, bro, I would want Jeff Jarrett on my roster. Because Jeff Jarrett can do so many different things because of his dad and his grandma. He's got such a rich knowledge of, the wrestling business and promoting. I mean, Jeff, to me, if I was Tony Khan, Jeff would be a very, very valuable piece to me.
Yeah, let me ask you this. I mean, business wise and having a pedigree of, parents who were in the business, I mean, multi-generational talent. So ran TNA, was the booker for the infancy. He was, calling the shots and things like that. A lot of a lot of flack that Jeff Jarrett was received was he was like the Vern Gagne of the 2000s when it comes to being sure that the company rests on its back because he's not confident enough to really start pushing people the way that they should and let people branch off and become stars. Now, there are a lot of people who did become stars. I mean, AJ Styles, was definitely one person that TNA really, significantly helped him. Kurt Angle, from leaving WWE, Kurt Angle really had an opportunity to recreate himself and just really find that home. Sting found, TNA home. It was there for a long time. Dixie, it was only supposed to be short term, and Dixie kept renewing his contract. I mean, that. And so there's a lot of people who had an opportunity. I mean, Matt Morgan was someone who became really big. Samoa Joe was someone who really became big in TNA. Christopher Daniels was another one who became a very prominent star. So TNA was very helpful, but a lot of fans give him flack for the infancy being in the championship scene a lot.
Yeah.
If you gave him the book, gave him the book, do you think that he would kind of do that with AEW as well?
No, he wouldn't do it right now because he knows he's too old. He would not do that right now. But Chris, there's a whole other way of looking at it, and I tend to look at it this other way because he did that, bro. The belt, he was the guy in charge, and the belt was always on him. But bro, another way of looking at that is, bro, if I've got stake in this company, and my paycheck is going to depend on what this company makes and brings in, bro, I am going to believe nobody is going to work harder than me. And bro, I gotta tip my hat to Jeff. Nobody did work harder than him. So his work ethic was through the roof, and Jeff basically was betting on himself, and he had to see somebody step up that was more committed, more willing, more dedicated than him. So, I mean, bro, I think that's anybody that owns a business. No, you're gonna believe that nobody can do it better than you. And bro, I'll be honest, I don't have an issue with that. And it's never like Jeff was lazy. And I mean, he worked as hard as anybody, bro.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's a business in its infancy. Mm-hmm. So you gotta put the belt on you until someone becomes. I mean, that's just business. I mean, that's one of those things that. So I mean, so it made sense to me. It's just a lot of people gave him flack for that. When it comes to that, I guess my only critique is perhaps if you look at the timeline, maybe there were pockets of time where he held it for a little bit too long, and that's that's the criticism that Vern Gagne got too. Vern Gagne had a ton of reigns and it kept getting the title back too. So, but he had the Nick Bockwinkel's, to opposite him and things like that. But I do, again, when it comes to business, man, I mean, who else? If your bread and butter, if your life depends, if your life depends on this business, you got to be the one doing the work, right? It's like, if you're starting up a business. If I started off a coffee shop, I've got to be the one working the 12-hour days until I have enough revenue to back off. You know what I mean? I gotta work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, or 6 days a week. If I own a barbershop, if I'm trying to build capital, I'm the one in there, cutting hair, until we build capital. So that just comes with startups and businesses.
I agree.
Yep. This guy right here is Vince Russo. I'm Dr. Chris. This is Writing with Russo. Have a good night, everybody. Solo.